be able to get to know each other a little bit more. And this is just so near and dear to my heart. So the theme that we're doing is going to be fall in love with me. And I've seen so many people kind of on this self-love journey, and I've seen how it's really helped them to just be better people. So wanted to, and how it's really kind of launched them into a healthier lifestyle, into losing weight, into having more energy, looking better than they did probably 25 years ago. So really just wanted to take some time on here, and I'll be we're going to try every day. I emphasize try because, technology works with us and works against us sometimes. So we're going to be trying every day to go ahead and have it go up onto the page. And sometimes that means that I have to literally sometimes that means that I have to have my phone in a holder in front of the screen so that way I can get everybody on. Okay, we're getting the panelists on. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here. Krista and Jody, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. And I need to put this somewhere where okay, I'm working on sharing my screen. Just give me 1 second. I don't want it to do that. Why is it doing that? Oh, you know what? I don't need to share my screen. What am I talking about? Okay, excellent. Okay, so first and foremost, Jody, can you hear us okay? Because we can't hear you, so just make sure you unmute yourself to speak.
Sorry, I was driving.
Yes,
I'm still driving.
Well, Jody and Krista, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy lifestyles and your self-love journey to share with us, what you guys have been doing and some fun facts about you and stuff like that. This is really meant to just be fun and energetic and just loving on you guys and loving on your journey. So why don't we start with you, Jody? Why don't you just give us a little bit of, who you are and where you're from, and anything that kind of strikes as like something that we would want to, a fun fact we might want to know about you.
Okay, I'm going to pull over.
Okay. Sorry. Yes,
no,
Jody's stuck
okay.
in traffic, so please be patient.
Of course, in the Charlotte traffic, as luck would have it, when I'm supposed to be on a call, there had to be an accident on 77. So I got totally just, sidetracked in a traffic jam. And what should have taken me about 20 minutes took me about 50. So I apologize for still being in the car and for not being able to unmute my phone and look at my screen while I was driving down a busy road. So my name is Jody, and I'm originally from upstate New York, relocated down south about 8 years ago, and just absolutely enjoy the change of weather, the change of pace, and the, in my opinion, higher quality of life. I started, I've struggled with weight my whole life, right? So, I've just always been a bigger girl, and had 3 babies in a row, gained a bunch of weight, lost a bunch of weight. And, just when you get miserable in life, sometimes you end up gaining weight again. And that happened to me. And over a course of, 5 or 6 years, I put on just a ton of weight. I got up to a maximum weight of 306 pounds. And at 5'8", although I can carry a pretty good amount of weight, that was not acceptable. And I just made some decisions in my life that I was going to change some things, and started with myself. And I decided that I wanted to start loving myself the way that I felt I deserved to be loved. And yeah, I mean, I was sort of trying to role model that to my children and convince myself at the same time that I was worth that. And so in the past, as a mother of 5, I always felt like taking time for myself would take time away from them. And then that was a selfish act. When changing my belief and changing my thinking, I decided that loving myself was actually an act of love. And it was good for me to show my children that I mattered. And so in the process of doing so, I started the TLS program again, because I've done it before. But I've lost 85 pounds over the course of a little over a year, and started exercising every day, and just every day doing something to show myself love in a number of different ways, whether it was, painting my nails or reading a book or just taking a minute or going out for a walk, and many days I tried to show myself many acts of love. So it's just all good and all positive, and I'm so much happier, so much more active, and it's a journey, it's a process, like you said, Kim, but it all starts with the first day, the first step, the first meal, where you decide you're going to treat yourself to healthy foods instead of treating yourself to indulging in foods that are not healthy for us. So it's, again, just changing your thinking about the way you look at things. And so in lots of little different ways, that's what I decided to do. And it's been absolutely awesome. And I really appreciate what you're doing, bringing awareness to TLS, bringing awareness to low glycemic impact eating, bringing awareness to self-love, bringing awareness to women who do too much and are super women and put themselves at the bottom of their priority list. So I really congratulate you for being so out there with what you're doing, because I think you're really touching a lot of people and you're impacting a lot of lives in a very positive way. So congratulations.
Thank you. Krista, same question to you. What kind of got you started and on your journey?
Well, now that Jody made me cry, I appreciate her so much. She actually was a big motivator to me in my journey and promoting the self-love. And I think as moms, a lot of us moms feel like it's selfish to take care of us, and that it is taking time away from our kids and our families. And I am definitely coming to love myself more, and the fact that the people that do love me want me to be healthier so that I can stay in their lives longer. So if I take care of myself and give myself part of my day to do that, I will be here longer. And definitely using the TLS program and eating low glycemic is so much better for my health. My diabetes is in control, probably for the first time since I was pregnant for my child 19 years ago. And I haven't been at this healthy of a weight in probably 25 years. So I'm definitely feeling more athletic. I can run with my niece and nephew now. I mean, they're asking me now to chase them all the time, or let's run. I couldn't have done that 6 months ago. Definitely couldn't have done that. I would have been dying in about 5 seconds. And exercising every day, not just the eating component, but yes, giving myself time to do the exercising every day and making that commitment. And telling myself when there's treats or I make treats for someone else that I'm choosing not to indulge in that because I want to stay healthy and get healthier. I am 34 pounds down since April now. Still have about 25 to go, but I'm well on the way to my goal and still going there every week. And I think that another thing we do as women frequently is beat ourselves up. That maybe you had a bad week, or you didn't lose, or you gained even a couple pounds, but you know what? That happens. It's normal.
Yes,
and
it's a journey.
I think a lot of times we don't share our struggles. Yes. We don't share our struggles with people in a journey. We only talk about the success parts of it. But it is a struggle sometimes, and it is frustrating, and sometimes you feel like you didn't do a good job. But I also have learned over these 6 months that if you just keep doing the same thing every day, the results do happen. Sometimes those weights just change, and sometimes they don't. Just keep doing what you're doing and working on yourself and being kind to yourself every day.
Love that. Absolutely love that. And Nancy has joined us as well. And Nancy, you're kind of just getting started with your self-love journey. Do you want to give us any, like what got you excited, or, you know, what prompted you to kind of start your self-love journey, Nance? And you're muted, Nancy, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
Unmute. Okay, sorry. So, oh, thanks, Jess. So, really, I've been on a self-love journey for longer than I really even have been aware, because I had a terrible fall in May, and you know, I just get so wrapped up in every moment, just trying to be well, feel well, get through to the next moment or whatever. But I have a whole new perspective of, I didn't get paralyzed. I was like, angels must have lifted me into the ground, even as hard as I had, and injured my back. I broke my back. So, I've been thinking about myself like really a lot since May. You know, you get very self-absorbed, but I'm grateful that it happened in a crazy way, because I was obviously able to stay home and take care of my mom. And turns out she got a diagnosis, and then we lost her. She passed very peacefully. I mean, I'm okay with it and stuff. And, but when Mom said, you come home, you say, come here, I'll take care of you. She set up a bed for me here, and I immediately gathered up all my isotonics, all my aloe. I was taking these pain meds that I know are not great for my body, but you have no choice. And so I was taking aloe, drinking aloe like crazy, trying to drink water, because I was fighting constipation, and
Absolutely.
just, you know, loving my mom, and it kind of just bounced off her and back to me, and she was loving me.
Oh, I
So,
love that. It bounced off her and came back to you. Oh my gosh, that's just made my heart swell.
well, and because she was so, just the little things. She was, you know, one night I would have energy enough and I would cook dinner, and then the next night she would have energy and she would cook dinner. And so we were so taking care of each other. And so when you're in that, like, such critically caring for her, she was critically caring for me, and you just feel the value of yourself. I feel the value of Mom's love, and she was, you know, the same. So I lost 20 pounds in the process, not because I was trying, but, you know, you take these pain meds, you don't have an appetite, you know, I just, you know, but of course now I'm feeling better. And so I didn't gain weight, but my proportions are not correct. I'm like, I have a big belly now. I'm like, oh, where'd that come from? But so a friend wants to lose weight. I'm going to help him, and I'm going to join. We're both going to do the 30-day fix together with a cleanse. And so that's perfect. Like, really, I don't want to say like my injury was perfect to help Mom, but this, you know, is also his desire to get better and lose weight and feel better and have more energy. And I need to get better and get stronger so that I can go back to the job. But so that's my story.
Awesome.
I do love myself because I realize how much I could have lost and didn't.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
I love
everything
that.
I have,
I love that.
everything I have becomes so much more valuable. You know, a good day. I said to a friend one time, like, oh, how was your birthday? She was like, well, it was kind of not good. I had to fix fences all day because she has horses. And I was like, oh, I would have, like, you need to just be grateful that you were out there able to walk and fix those fences, because it's something that I
Yeah,
wasn't going to be able to
absolutely.
do. So your perspective
Absolutely.
changes completely. And I'm very grateful, and I'm very, I'm okay with taking care of myself now, where before all I did was take care of everyone else.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. You know, and for me, what had happened was like I'm adopted, and so when you're adopted, a lot of times you have no idea what your medical history is. And you know, years ago, they thought I might have, you know, I was having some spikes in my inflammation markers. They thought, gosh, you know, maybe she's got MS, maybe she's got rheumatoid arthritis. But basically, it was like one of those like you might have something, but we have no idea because we don't know your family history. And then in June of not this past year, but the year before, I met my bio mom.
Right.
And lo and behold, she has RA, rheumatoid arthritis. And I know that, you know, diet and lifestyle has such a huge influence in how your body's going to respond to inflammation and those like genetic things. So I always say, like, your genetics are the gun, but your lifestyle is kind of like what pulls the trigger. And so I
That's
knew I
good.
needed to like really make some changes in my life if I wanted to have the quality of life that I wanted. And it's funny because even my bio mom, like, she too had to like re-look at her life and her journey and you know, live a healthier life. So,
Mm-hmm.
and since then, you know, I've been on my self-love journey, and I'm grateful to say that I've lost 60 pounds. I love what Krista says, you know, because I've kept most of it off for a whole year. But you do have those moments of like you gain a little bit, you lose a little bit. And I never, ever, ever would track like, oh my gosh, I'm PMSing. But now I'll be like, my weight seems to be a little bit high. I must be getting ready to be like having, you know, my girl stuff. And, and sure enough, you know, shortly thereafter, you know, life happens. So it is a journey. So Jody, what I'd like to hear from you is, you know, what is something that it can be even a funny story or something that's like changed in you or in your body or in, you know, how you're responding to things since you started your self-love journey and therefore had your weight loss?
Something that has changed. Can you ask me that question again? I want to make sure I answer it correctly.
So what is something that you've noticed that's either changed? It could be, you know, it could be like something different about you, or it can be something different about your body, or it can even be something funny that has changed since you started your self-love and therefore also weight loss journey.
Okay, so I mean, obviously 85 pounds down, my closet has changed. So I had to go through my closet, you know, a number of times and really, you know, I put on stuff that I used to wear and I'm like, wow, that looks like a muumuu. I'm going to get rid of that and never purchase anything that looks like it ever again. And so, you know, I made a huge change to start posting my journey on Facebook. And on Instagram, and I kind of told my story and allowed myself to be vulnerable and, you know, just really expose myself in what I was going through. And I started at my heaviest weight, huffing and puffing, walking around a track, waiting for my son to do his athletic practice. And, you know, I would just walk and sweat and, you know, and I would put these videos out there of myself looking horrible, you know, really overweight, struggling, huffing, puffing, but trying to be transparent and vulnerable and allow other people to see that, you know, no matter where you're starting, at least you're starting and you're loving yourself to begin that process. And so my hope was to be able to inspire other people by sharing my journey. And it's really lovely to hear that, you know, some people think that that did help them, or it did inspire them to start their own. But, you know, I also took some heat for it because, you know, posting these videos out there on social media, you know, you can get people who think, oh, look at you, you're, you know, putting yourself out there all the time and, you know, making fun of me for basically being so all about myself. And that was really one of the things that I was trying to fight in taking the time for myself, was that mindset that if I take time for myself, I'm being selfish. And I really had to rewrite that story in my head, because it was so ingrained that my kids come first, my kids come first. I'm a mom. And in order to be a good mom, which was something that I treasured more than anything, is wanting to be the best mother I could possibly be. You know, I had to change that mindset. And it's still hard for me because I feel selfish when I take that time for myself. But in learning this whole self-love thing, I've realized that that's such a huge priority, and I can't teach my children to love themselves and to value their health, their wellness, their well-being, unless I role model that for them.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that. You know, one of the things that I used to do that I didn't even know I was doing it for myself is I used to write on my mirror like words of like powerful words of affirmation in areas that I struggled. And it wasn't until years later I'm reading a paper that Andriana wrote, and she speaks to how those words of affirmation that I had for myself were literally words of affirmation breathing into her every single day. And you know, I love the fact, Jody, you have boys. This woman's amazing. She needs a medal because she's got all boys. She's got a posse. And you know what? You're teaching them though how to love a future you know, wife or partner, and you know, not only loving themselves, but you're showing them like, this is what respect looks like. And I'm starting with respecting myself.
Right.
And, you know, and your story has inspired me. Krista said it inspired her, you know, so that is so huge, so huge. So thank you for being vulnerable. And do you feel that that helped with your accountability?
You know, I've really never needed outside forces to be accountable. I mean, we are our own bosses, right? And so it was really a commitment that I made to myself. So I wanted to be accountable to myself. And really the only reason I put it out there was just for other people to be able to start with me. And also, and, you know, just trying to reach and touch as many people and impact others, you know, service to self, service to others. And, you know, we are a community, and I just wanted to help other people get healthy also, because it's changed my life. It's changed my health. It's changed my outlook. I'm so much happier, just so much happier. And, you know, to share that with other people is just a blessing, not only for them, but it like you said, like Nancy said earlier, it does bounce back to you. And it's been just wonderful to see how much has bounced back to me through that.
Yeah, that ripple effect. You never know who's getting touched in the ripples, you know, but thank you. Thank you. Krista, so, you know, you talked about your energy changing and, well, I'm sorry, you spoke to, you know, that now you can run and play and do these things that you weren't able to do. What are some of the things that you've experienced?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's kind of a funny one, is that I don't have to find something to prop my foot on to tie my shoes, because I can bend in half and touch the floor and still be able to breathe and tie my shoes and not have to worry about bringing my foot up to something to reach it to tie a shoe. So that's a little bit funny. But also, like last night, my mom and my stepdad and my brother and my niece and nephew, everybody was out hiking last night, walking. So people are going with us, and that is where they prompt me to run with them. Sometimes I go by myself, and sometimes there's 4 or 5 people with me, but they know that at some point in the evening, we're going to be out walking. So the kids have come to walk a lot, really enjoying that time with them as well. And my brother. It's nice to spend time with them and that they want to participate and encourage each other. So that is really enjoyable to me.
I
And
love
Jody talking about putting it out there for other people. Sometimes you don't notice that people are paying attention until someone will send you a message. You are inspiring me. You're doing great. You look amazing, and you look like you feel good, and you're always so positive. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, well, I'm doing this, and this, and you don't think about that necessarily every day, but when someone sends you that message, you're like, oh yeah, I am doing that stuff. So let me tell you what I've been doing or what I'm up to. So that is also something that is nice, that you can encourage someone else if they are looking for it.
You know, and what I love, you know, the thing that I love the most that you just said is you're creating a culture of health in your extended family. I mean, so now you take that, it's not only your generation, it's another generation. And then you look at what is their life going to look like, because now they got all these little tools of success, you know, that you're going to be able to share with them, that they're going to be able to see. I just love that culture of health. That's awesome. That's awesome. Nancy, sorry, Nancy, you know, what I wanted to ask from you is, you know, it sounds like you just really got a new perspective on life. You had like a wake up moment and you live a life of gratitude. And how do you think that's going to help you as you move forward with your self-love and weight loss journey?
Well, I think that, like Krista said, oh, you have bad days or whatever, but I think I'm going to see more of the good days presenting itself forward than like, oh, I had a bad day. Because I'm not sure who said it, but how many meals do you eat that week? Oh, Deidre Mason and them were talking last night. And how many meals you eat that week? And you ate 28, 30 meals. Okay, 2 of them you didn't do well, but 28 of them you did well. So, you know, you see the upside. You know, I am a kind of the village idiot. Like, I get up every day and everything's good, and then they beat me up through the day, and then I come back the next day and everything's good again.
Yeah.
So I'm a little naive where I just see all the good in the world, but I try to.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily naive though. I think that is just, you know, like you're putting out positive vibes. And, you know, some people are going to catch those positive vibes, and other people are like, they got that shield of, you know, discontent that's going to just push it away. But you know what? You are not responsible. And this is part of the self-love journey, you guys, is we are not responsible for other people and how they act and feel. We're responsible for us. And you know, that is a joy. That is a joy. And I think I spent a lot of my time in life worrying so much about everyone else, what they thought, how I said something, you know. And that doesn't mean I'm going to go be like a jerk to everyone. It means that I'm responsible for, you know, I try to carry myself in a way that's positive and engaging. You know, but there's people out there who aren't ready for that yet. But does that mean I'm going to hate on them? No, my mama used to say, kill them with Christian kindness. And that's exactly what I do. I just love on people, even when they don't want to be loved on. Because you know what? Someday, when they're in a different place, they might reflect on that and think of, you know, gosh, you know, that was a loving moment. So I love that. Andrena just walked up, so I'm going to kind of chime her in. Andrea, I know we're talking about self-love. She just finished a detox week, a great detox week. She lost 9 pounds on her detox week. So share with us, you know, maybe a little something in regards to, like, what did you just do to show yourself self-love? You got to get close. She just put an orange. Good girl. She's doing her snacks.
I just got back from CrossFit. It was not the day to restart, and I am barely able to feel from here to here, but I'm happy that I went.
Yes. Yeah. So she's showing herself love by getting back to the gym
And I went for a 2-mile run yesterday.
and a 2-mile run yesterday. So love that. Love that. And you know, she's got a why. Her why is, you know, she's got to be able to get into the military, to be able to get into med school, and she needs to be able to hit certain benchmarks so that way the military goes, oh yeah, come on, girl. So I encourage you all to have a strong why as well. So let's just I'm going to do a quick little round robin, and we're going to wrap this up with, if you could give one nugget to somebody else, a little nugget of love or a little takeaway of encouragement, what would that nugget be? Jody, we'll start with you.
Okay, so I think it all starts with allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to have goals, allowing yourself to sit in peace and really think about what it is that is best for you. And so my tip would be just to sit down, get yourself a nice cup of tea, and reflect on what you feel you can do better on in life for yourself, for your health, and then just write it down on a piece of paper. And if we can make that one shift, that tiny little shift will lead to another shift. So, but just getting started with thinking about what it is that your heart really wants, I think is really important.
I love that, you know, and this past weekend, you know, a lot about visualization, like see yourself in that new life. What does that look like? What does that feel like? How are you interacting with people? How are you carrying yourself? How are you talking to other people? And just really kind of visualizing that. Krista, what is your little nugget of self-love to people?
Well, I think one of the things, kind of piggybacking what Jody was saying about having goals, you have to figure out, what do you really want? What do you want your life to look like? How do you want to live your life? Some of us didn't even know that. So sitting down and writing those things down and kind of working through that, and what are your dreams? What are your goals? What do you want things to be? If you don't know that, you don't know where you're going to go when you start. So that is something you really have to work on before you make a plan to start and do things, because if you have no idea where your map is going to end up, you don't know how to follow that path.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. So true. So true. What class in high school says this is goal setting 101? This is like, how do you set a goal for yourself? I mean, yeah, they might talk about like, to get into college, you need to do X, Y, and Z, but to be like a healthy, happy life, what does that look like, you know, and how do you get there? So I love that, Chris. Nancy, what's your nugget? Give me a nugget, baby. Oh, I forgot to say, please unmute yourself.
Okay, so I am unmuted. So I guess, you know, I've spent a lot of time alone because mom's isolation, my isolation, whatever. And it took me a while to be okay with being with myself.
Oh, yes.
And I did, what you guys said was perfect. Like I, you know, that thing that Lauren did with the wheel and write down what you want. And then you can go through the why you want it and how you're going to get it and when you're going to get it kind of thing. I was doing some of that today, just writing down, because I have spent so much time giving to others, and I'm sure we all do as mothers and whatever, nurses. I spent so much time, I really don't know what I want. And so I have excluded negative people from my self.
Your circle, yeah.
Circle, like they're, you know, they I wasn't intentionally excluding them, but I'm really not like opening up my arms back and letting them back into my space. And so staying away from negativity And, you know, maybe finding that one person that you can take under your wing because we're so used to doing that, and let that person lift you up, that you can lift them up together, you know, because I'm not an alone person very good. And so if I can find that person to kind of be encouraging to myself and to that person.
Oh my gosh, Nancy. And that is the whole purpose of this group, is to be a community of positive, uplifting, encouraging, you know, Caleb, you know, that is the whole purpose of this group, is to create this community that that is there. So I encourage everyone to engage with the group, to put out your feelers, put out your, oh my gosh, you know, this is my struggle, but this is what I'm doing to fix it, you know. So I love that. How about you, Andrea? Any self-love nuggets for people?
I guess my nugget would be, sorry if my voice is weird, would be to start with your like mentality and loving yourself wherever you're at, because I've found almost like an inverse relationship over the past 5 years between, like, I was gaining weight constantly, but the self-love was getting better, and how I viewed myself and my body image was getting better. So that has made a huge impact now that I just detoxed with mom, and I didn't have a lot of those negative thoughts coming in anymore, because I've kind of I built the foundation there first. So now I don't feel like doing a detox is me hating on my body. It's just me saying, okay, like, I love where I'm at, but let's get somewhere where I can do the things that I want to do instead.
I love that. I love that. You know, so she's been working on her self-love journey. And while doing that, she was gaining weight. So now she's marrying her weight loss journey and her self-love journey together. And I love that. All right, guys, so what to expect this week. So first, let me see if anybody was able to join. It is earlier in the day, and some people may still be like not home and stuff from work, but the joy is that you can come into the page and you can listen at any time. So if you, so what we do is during the lives, I give out points, and then at the end of the week, we will have prizes. And some prizes are really exciting, you know, like I have a little special pumpkin spice TLS shake that's going to be the grand prize because it's brand new. I don't even have it yet. I'm so excited. So that is going to be a grand prize for somebody, is the TLS pumpkin spice shake mix. So I'm so excited about that. And then we'll have a prize with a trim tea and a prize with a trim cafe. So those are the prizes. So you definitely want to be on board to be able to win the prizes, because it's a lot of fun. And really, the whole purpose of this is to have fun together, enjoy one another, and really work on our self-love journey. And I thank all of these amazing women for getting on here and sharing, you know, being vulnerable with us and sharing their nuggets and their good vibes. You know, I thank you all so much. We will be live tomorrow and the next day at 5:30, and that will be now. I'm giving you all a little so like I'm gonna be the comedy part of the cooking show, because anyone who knows me knows that cooking is not my specialty, but I've picked some really easy recipes that I do on a frequent, well, actually one of them is brand new to me, but I fell in love with it. So now it'll be on my, like, ooh, I can cook that.
I to know how long I have to cook this meal, because of the things that I'm looking at, I'm like, oh, well, that's got to cook for this long a time or whatever. So let me know what my time frame is so that I can.
So, yeah, we want to try to keep it 30 minutes, ideally, to 45 minutes. So you might have to, you know, like.
I'll prep everything ahead and stuff, so I'm ready.
Awesome. And what we're going to do is, some people might be cooking out of the TLS recipe book. Some people might be taking something out of a different recipe book and telling you how they changed it to make it TLS friendly. Or, you know, like some people just might have one of mama's old recipes and they might be putting a little fluff to it. You don't know. It's going to be so exciting. I'm going to learn so much, you guys. And so that's what we're going to do tomorrow, 5:30. You know, got to get ready for dinner. And then the next day, Thursday, we will not be live because I am volunteering to drive a golf cart all day long for a charity event. Whoop, whoop. Distributing all the beverages to people. So that's going to be a fun day. Andrea and I are doing that together. So then Thursday, the party closes at 7 o'clock. So because nobody was able to join us yet, there was no points given out tonight, but there was a lot of points today. So we started our day with providing a selfie on the comment, and you get 50 points for that, telling us where you're from. Doing the TLS weight loss profile gives you 100 points. And you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I put the link in there so people know. I'll go back and double check that. And then you get 50 points for every friend that's confirmed that you invite to the page. So that is super exciting. Please make sure that you ask them. Just do not go sending out like invitations to 400 people on your Facebook friend list because nobody likes that. Don't be that person, okay? So ask people if they'd like to join and then join them. And you get the points when you see me do the, please welcome so-and-so to the page. You'll know that that was your person and I'm gonna give you your points, okay? All right, thank you so much, you guys. I will see you tomorrow, 5:30, right here. Now, that's going to be a whole nother tech thing, so this ought to be interesting. It's going to be a fun week, but we are going to make this happen. We're going to make it happen, and it's going to be amazing. So thank you, guys. I love you all, and I'm so grateful to have you ladies in my life, all of you. And please just enjoy your evening, enjoy your families, and continue your self-love journey. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Hey,
Kim.
Jeff, I have a little announcement. Jessie just left here, so you missed seeing her. Or maybe you saw her kiss me goodbye, I'm not sure. But Wednesday, she's going to be sworn in with the federal parole